was that women want to play a bigger game. Women want permission to pursue dreams and goals and a greatness that is all our own.
As being able to see and stay connected to what we need to keep our eye on in order to build a better future.
What's up, guys? It's Jason here, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Company Insight. As an entrepreneur, one of the things that has always amazed me is how others balance being an entrepreneur with having a relationship, and even more difficult, also being a mother or father. Personally, I've never been able to manage that, which is probably why I'm still single. Ladies, take note. Wink, wink. It's a truth universally acknowledged that behind every great man is a great woman. Well, based on my experience meeting some incredible entrepreneurs, their significant others, and some sharp-eyed observations, this is mostly true. Anyone who even remotely reads or watches the news knows who Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos are because they're so super rich and super successful entrepreneurs. However, just because they're in the headlines doesn't mean that they've achieved their success all alone. After all, no one creates alone, and it is often the case with spouses. They act as each other's sounding boards to sort good ideas from not feasible ideas, and just plain bad or impractical ideas. Given that, we can probably learn as much from billionaires' wives as the billionaires themselves who, while self-made, can also attribute much of their success to their other halves. Today, we'll go over advice from billionaires' wives and how the significant others of Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, and Mark Zuckerberg have contributed to their success.
To find the way, make the way, and lead the way, we need to trust the deep yes so that we can trust ourselves. We need to trust the deep yes so that we can trust each other.
By the end of the video, you'll have a newfound appreciation for why 2 is better than 1. But first, if you wouldn't mind just hitting that like button for the YouTube algorithm, it would help me out a ton. The more engagement a video like this gets, the more likely the YouTube algorithm is to push it out to more people to enjoy. And as this is a brand new channel I started this year, it helps me out a ton, and it's free to do. If you enjoy videos like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for new videos each week. Thanks for doing that. And now let us continue on with the great women behind great men. Elon and Justine Musk. What does it take to become a billionaire? Let's take Elon Musk as one of the most prominent examples of having at least one great wife, the first and perhaps most significant of whom knew him before he was the Elon Musk, Justine Musk. Justine and Elon Musk met at Queen's University in Ontario, Canada, where Justine was already working towards being a professional writer, and Musk worked on successfully transferring to the Ivy League UPenn. According to Justine's accounts, he pursued her and they eventually married amidst his success with his first company, Zip2. While Justine and Elon have since parted ways, it's clear that she played a large part in his ability to go from success to success, with Zip2 to PayPal, and more recently to Tesla and SpaceX. So, what does it take to become a billionaire? Just ask Justine. She understands that becoming a billionaire requires grit and some luck. In fact, Justine responded to a Quora question, "Will I become a billionaire if I am determined to be one and put in all the necessary work required?" with, "No, you're determined. So what? You haven't been racing naked through shark-infested waters yet. Will you be just as determined when you wash up on some deserted island, disoriented and bloody and ragged and beaten and staring into the horizon with no sign of rescue? That's some passion. I hope I find a girl like that someday." She continued to advise that anyone who wants to become a billionaire should shift your focus away from what you want, $1 billion, and get deeply, intensely curious about what the world wants and needs. Ask yourself what you have the potential to offer that is so unique and compelling and helpful that no computer could replace you, no one could outsource you, no one could steal your product and make it better and then club you into oblivion, not literally. Then develop that potential. Choose one thing and become a master of it. Choose a second thing and become a master of that. When you become a master of 2 worlds, say engineering and business, you can bring them together in a way that will A. introduce hot ideas to each other so they can have ideas and make idea babies that no one has seen before, and B. create a competitive advantage because you can move between worlds, speak both languages, connect the tribes, mash the elements to spark fresh creative insight until you wake up with the epiphany that changes your life. The world doesn't throw $1 billion at a person because the person wants it or works so hard they feel they deserve it. The world does not care what you want or deserve. The world gives you money in exchange for something it perceives to be of equal or greater value, something that transforms an aspect of the culture, reworks a familiar story, or introduces a new one, alters the way people think about the category and make use of it in daily life. There is no roadmap, no blueprint for this. A lot of people will give you a lot of advice, and most of it will be bad. And a lot of it will be good and sound, but you'll have to figure out how it doesn't apply to you because you're coming from an unexpected angle. And you'll be doing it alone until you develop the charisma and credibility to attract the talent you need to come with you. Have courage. You will need it. And good luck. You'll need that too. According to Justine then, it's a bit of author Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000 hours of practice observation meets dedicated problem solving and luck. While some might be skeptical about her advice simply because she isn't a billionaire of her own making, Justine is a published writer who is also tasked with raising their 5 young children, while Musk focused on his businesses.
They bring light to the dark, and they show us the universe. Keep the channel open. Thank you.
Jeff and Mackenzie Bezos. While Justine was not directly involved in her then-husband's business, Mackenzie Bezos, the ex-wife of the world's richest person, Jeff Bezos, was truly integral to the success of Amazon. Mackenzie and Jeff Bezos were married for 25 years, and after a quarter of a century together, Mackenzie only took 25% of Bezos' fortune. I guess Jeff should have really thought about a prenup. It's arguable that she was his right-hand woman in the early and formative years of Amazon, when it went from their garage to having their own offices and logistics facilities. Perhaps most importantly, Mackenzie had enough of an entrepreneurial spirit to support her husband's idea for the startup, even though both were working at the same hedge fund and making enough money to live comfortably on the Upper West Side in Manhattan. In 2010, during his remarks at his alma mater, Princeton University, Bezos himself acknowledged that his wife supported him from day one. He explained that after having been married only a year, at 30 years old, he told his wife, "I wanted to quit my job and go do this crazy thing that probably wouldn't work since most startups don't." And to his pleasant surprise, she told him to go for it. That level of support is unfortunately uncommon. Many entrepreneurs would probably say that their closest family and friends dismissed their ideas as pipe dreams. Having a support system in the form of his wife directly led to them driving cross-country to Seattle and finding a house with a garbage large enough to serve as Amazon's de facto office.
To me, watching your spouse, somebody that you love, have an adventure, what is better than that? And being part of that.
In terms of the hands-on work that Mackenzie did during Amazon's early days, she wrote checks and served as their first accountant, shipped the initial orders through UPS, and brainstormed names for what became Amazon. She also negotiated Amazon's first freight contracts. In a much-publicized Amazon review that Mackenzie left for the book The Everything Store, Jeff Bezos and the Age of Amazon by Brad Stone, she made it clear that she had been irreplaceable to Amazon when it was a startup. She points out that the book is full of inaccuracies and that, in fact, she had insider access to every aspect of Amazon because she was an insider. Mackenzie, in her own words, was there when he wrote the business plan, and I worked with him and many others represented in the converted garage, the basement warehouse closet, the barbecued scented offices, the Christmas rush distribution centers, and the door desk-filled conference rooms in the early years of Amazon's history. Jeff and I have been married for 20 years. All of the moments when Mackenzie was there for Amazon also meant that she wasn't able to dedicate that time to her own career as an aspiring novelist. After all, at Princeton, she had worked as a research assistant for famed novelist Toni Morrison. In short, she had made sacrifices to give Amazon room to succeed and Jeff Bezos himself breathing room to take an entrepreneurial chance.
I'm not a business person, so to me, what I'm hearing when he tells me that idea is the passion and the excitement.
Warren and Susan Buffett. Perhaps most notably, before even Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, there was Warren Buffett. He may not be in the headlines these days as much as younger billionaires, but he's still ranked the 4th richest person in the world and is entirely self-made. His first wife, Susan Buffett, was essential to fueling his ambition to succeed and focus on solidifying Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett has even advised people to marry the right person. It will make more difference in your life. It will change your aspirations, all kinds of things. As a testament to that, he's pointed out that his life has had only 2 turning points. One when I came out of the womb, and one when I met Susie. And what happened with me would not have happened without her. As individuals close to Buffett have noted, he didn't build his fortune by being all fun and games. Instead, he's not the easiest person to live with simply because he's all business.
Business. To me, the crux of it is that it wasn't the money itself. You can see that in the way he lives. It's all mental with him. And the money is his scorecard.
Susan Buffett did not necessarily help her husband make stock picks, but she took care of their 3 children in Omaha, Nebraska, as well as taking care of most of her husband's day-to-day needs. She gave him what he needed, which she analyzed to be needing to feel loved and never criticized. She supported him in his quest to earn more money, in the ballpark of between $8 and $6 million, because she figured that once that benchmark had been met, he would become more of a present figure in their family life. However, that never came to fruition, and once their children grew into adults, she left the household to continue being involved in music and charitable activities. Unconventionally, though they lived apart for half of their 52 years of marriage, the Buffetts remained close and often talked on the phone. It should not have come as a surprise then that Susan influenced Buffett's long-term perspective on how he could spend his wealth throughout his lifetime. By Susan's example, Warren eventually became more concerned with philanthropy. Susan publicized the fact that she believed they should be giving away more of their wealth, but also noted that she understood Warren's position. He was running a business, not a charity. During his first wife's lifetime, Warren may have been focused on his business, but 2 years after her death, her commitment to philanthropy inspired him to promise to gradually donate all of his Berkshire Hathaway stock to philanthropy. In 2010, he even joined the Giving Pledge with the Gates to donate 99% of their fortune to charitable causes throughout his life.
I know what he is, and he is, there's no finer human being than who he is.
Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, and his wife Priscilla Chan have been married since 2012, the day after Facebook's IPO, but they actually met at a frat party in 2003. At least that's how I saw it in the movies. Did you like that movie, The Social Network? It's one of my favorites. Priscilla and Mark are in their late 30s, but they've been together for 18 years already. Since then, their relationship has been going strong, with Chan having influenced Zuckerberg's decisions to be more philanthropic. Restart, Chan was one of the first people to even register for Facebook in November 2004. Her confidence in Facebook and its mission of connecting people has anchored Zuckerberg. For instance, in 2006, when Zuckerberg was faced with the dilemma of keeping Facebook or accepting Yahoo's $1 billion buyout offer, Chan served as her husband's sounding board. After talking through their life goals and what they simply enjoyed doing, they made a joint decision to not sell. Considering that Facebook is now worth an estimated $800 billion as of 2021, from a financial perspective, they made a terrific decision. I bet Yahoo is really going boo-hoo now. Yahoo! Once their first daughter was born in 2015, Chan once again showed how much she impacts Zuckerberg's thinking. Despite being a pediatrician by training, Chan retired from her medical role to run a new company that the couple founded, called the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. Through the company, the couple intended to donate 99% of their Facebook shares for philanthropic causes close to their hearts, namely eradicating disease and improving education for children. Since 2015, Chan has run the day-to-day of Chan Zuckerberg Initiative and has used it to focus especially on interests that reflect her career in medicine as well as education. After all, in 2016, she started a school, the primary school, that is funded and operated independently, essentially as a charter school. Unusually, it experiments with new ways to accommodate students' different styles of learning, such as blending students' healthcare needs and nutrition with their school load.
They find opportunity on the other side. They had one beacon. It was like education was the pathway to a better future.
Both Chan and Zuckerberg are always eager to learn, and longtime friends of the couple described their relationship as a total partnership. Another clear example of their symbolic relationship is that Facebook now dedicates money and attention to the very specific issues of donor organs. Why so specific? Because it's a pet interest of Chan since she was in medical school. She often saw desperately sick children whose lives were turned around with an organic transplant. She would share her experiences during her dinners with Zuckerberg, who, as a consequence, took this on as a cause. Interestingly, Chan has also influenced the workplace culture of Facebook. She was a major factor in his publicized decision to take 2 months of paternity leave at the tech company. In a public Facebook post, Zuckerberg explained that his paternity leave is a very personal decision and cited that studies show that when working parents take time to be with their newborns, outcomes are better for the children's and families. Keeping with Zuckerberg and Chan's philosophy towards child rearing, the company offers American employees up to 4 months of paid paternity or maternity leave. It's an uncommon perk in the cutthroat world of tech. Even when offered, workers at super competitive companies shun taking off so much time because it could be detrimental to their careers. Zuckerberg walked the talk to encourage individuals to enjoy a better work-life balance.
We care deeply about our work, and so we don't leave it at the door, but we are super careful about thinking about, is this the moment to talk about it?
And that brings us to today. That focus on being empathetic has also been influenced by Chan, or at least anonymous sources close to the couple say so. While Zuckerberg has sometimes been portrayed unpopularly in the media, especially thanks to that movie I mentioned earlier, The Social Network, which portrayed him to be cunning and arrogant, Chan has been perceived to be the more relatable and publicly talkative of the two. It's a classic case of complementary couple, strikingly similar to the other billionaire couples we've discussed. Elon Musk was more outgoing than Justine, while Jeff Bezos didn't shy away from the spotlight, while Mackenzie had described herself as an introvert. While Warren Buffett and his first wife Susan were not opposites in terms of being outgoing with strangers, they were opposites in terms of patience. With Warren being patient in his financial dealings and Susan being too impatient to wait for the benefits of compound interest. Regardless of the money involved, it seems that it's still true more often than not. Opposites attract. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching my video, as this is a brand new YouTube channel I started this year. There was a significant amount of research and production that went into making this video possible. So if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like and leaving a comment in the YouTube section below, it would really help me out a ton. Do you agree with the common saying, behind every successful man is a strong woman? Be sure to check out some of my other videos like the rise and fall of Rainforest Cafe and the rise and fall of New York. Thank you again for watching, and stay tuned for another episode of Company Insight next week.